Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Digital Edge.
Great to be here.
Get ready, because today we're jumping into a really fascinating discussion. It's sparked by some material you shared featuring former Google CEO Dr. Eric Schmidt.
That's right. He's been talking quite a bit lately about AI, biotechnology, the future, basically.
Exactly, and we want to unpack some of his, pretty bold predictions and the shifts he sees coming, sort of cut through the noise and figure out what it all means.
Absolutely. And what jumps out right away, I think, is his view on artificial superintelligence, or ASI. He strongly feels it's actually being underestimated.
Underestimated. Wow. Okay, so let's define that, ASI. Dr. Schmidt describes it as, computers smarter than all humans combined.
Pretty much, yeah, the sum total of human intelligence. And the San Francisco consensus he mentions suggests it could happen within maybe 6 years.
6 years, just by scaling up what we have now.
Largely, yes. That's the idea. But the really crucial bit is what they could do. Self-improvement, planning, potentially acting without constant human direction.
Right, okay. That's a big step. It's not just faster processing, it's autonomy.
Exactly. He even uses this analogy like super intelligent aliens landing to sort of emphasize that we need to take this possibility very, very seriously.
That really puts it in perspective. The societal impact, if ASI or even, really advanced AGI happens, it's kind of mind-boggling to think about.
It is, and it connects directly to another prediction he makes, which is also pretty huge. He thinks AI will eventually write all computer code.
All code? That seems drastic. But I guess AI is already involved in coding quite a bit, right?
Oh, significantly. And you hear experts like Dario Amé talking about AI writing the majority, maybe even all code, in maybe the next year or so.
So hang on. If AI writes the code, what happens to programmers? What's their role then?
Well, the thinking is the focus shifts. Less about typing the actual code, more about designing the outcome, defining the problem for the AI to solve. The specific language might not matter as much.
Okay, so more like architects than builders, maybe?
Sort of, yeah. Designing the what, letting the AI figure out the how.
And it gets even weirder, doesn't it? This idea of recursive self-improvement, AI helping develop itself.
We're already seeing hints of it. Research groups finding that maybe 10-20% of their research code is now generated by AI.
So the AI is contributing to the tools that build the next AI.
That's the essence of it. Scaling that ability is seen as a really critical step towards AGI or even ASI.
Wow. Okay. Then there's this other term he uses, the agentic future. Agents. What are we talking about here?
Think of them as systems. They have input, output, memory. They can learn and then do things. Execute tasks.
Like what kind of tasks? Give me an example.
Well, Schmidt suggests things like finding you a house based on criteria, negotiating, handling paperwork, or maybe managing a whole construction project, coordinating everything.
So automating really complex processes, not just simple tasks.
Exactly. And he suggests this won't just hit programmers. It could automate processes in business, government, academia, lots of areas.
Which brings us, inevitably, to the jobs question. People always worry about automation.
Right. And historically, automation creates more jobs, different jobs. But Schmidt does raise that question. Maybe this time is different because AI could be so broadly capable.
Yeah, that's the lingering concern, isn't it? The sheer scale of it.
It is. And shifting gears a bit, but related, is the global picture. He highlights the competition, especially with China.
Ah, yes, the AI race. He mentioned the DeepSeek moment.
Yeah, when a Chinese AI model showed really impressive results, it apparently hit the U.S. stock market, made people realize how fast China is moving.
And there's this tension, right, between open source AI development and the U.S. government maybe wanting to control access to powerful models like DeepSeek from China.
Definitely. It's a complex balancing act, innovation versus security concerns.
And Schmidt points out some pretty serious geopolitical risks, too, like data center attacks.
Or worse. The idea of mutually assured destruction scenarios, if one country gets a massive, decisive AI lead, the stakes are incredibly high.
Okay, wow. Let's pivot to something maybe more hopeful. He also talks a lot about AI in medicine, drug discovery.
Yes, this is another huge area. The potential for AI to automatically discover and even synthesize new drugs.
How does that work? Is it just faster searching?
It's more than that. He gives an example of a startup using AI to generate hypotheses about new drugs, which are then tested automatically by robotic labs.
So the AI comes up with the ideas and robots do the experiments.
Exactly. 24/7. The goal he mentioned was identifying all human druggable targets within, 2 years?
All of them. In 2 years.
Yeah.
That would completely change medicine.
It's revolutionary potential, combining AI's analytical power with robotic wet labs. It could accelerate scientific discovery like never before.
And this ties into the whole longevity discussion too, right? Longevity, escape velocity.
Potentially, yeah. If AI can help us crack major diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, heart disease, it could lead to significant increases in lifespan.
And maybe ASI could understand biology in ways we just can't, even if it seems counterintuitive.
That's the speculation. Like quantum physics, we accept it works, even if it doesn't match our everyday intuition. ASI might grasp biological complexity on a whole different level. Imagine truly personalized medicine based on that understanding.
So wrapping this up, the picture Dr. Schmidt paints is one of just incredibly fast, incredibly deep change driven by AI. It's not just one sector.
No, it's everywhere. Coding, work, global power, medicine, maybe even the fundamentals of life and health. The developments are, well, profound.
I think the key thing that comes across is just the sheer speed and the interconnectedness of it all. It forces you to think beyond just the tech.
Absolutely. The societal effects, the economic shifts, maybe even existential questions down the line. It's a lot to process.
It really is. And that leads to the question for everyone listening. Hearing about these potential futures from someone like Dr. Schmidt, what parts feel most exciting? Or maybe most worrying? What other questions pop into your head about where AI is taking us?
Lots to think about.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us here on The Digital Edge for this look into what might be just around the corner.
Until next time.